Okay, what happened? Everybody is silent. So I'll give you some hints, no worries. We will just try to see what happened last time. I know it's been such a long time, it looks like, isn't it? No problem, no problem. So, so now, under pressure from Hamilton and the stewards, looking at an incident. What is going on? Some very, very aggressive student. Who is the student? Can you tell me who are you, dear student?
Mataji, it's probably somebody's parents, or I don't know, because I'm pretty sure no student here would really watch that kind of stuff. And Mataji, it would also be kind of embarrassing for that student.
Yeah. So 1 second. I'll just 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Okay, kids, very nice. So first of all, so we do have tendencies to say no to spiritual activity. Why? Because we don't have sufficient spiritual impressions. If you're asked to play for like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you will go on play, right? And not if you are asked to attend a class, say just for maybe 45 minutes each, then also you will have problems. That's because we don't have enough spiritual sukruti. And what we need to do in that case, just do it as a duty. In the course of time, you will develop that spiritual impressions and you will get more attraction to the Lord. Okay. Otherwise, it is not possible. Your mind will say, you know what, you are wasting your time. You are not enjoying your life. All that your mind will say. So better don't be pulled away or carried away by that. Okay. It's very important that we will try to stick to our spiritual activities. And today's class we'll just do for 40 minutes and then 45 minutes, another 45 minutes, and then we will try to ask question and answers. Okay, kids. So very important. What happened last time was this. We remember the Swayamprabha. She was actually treating very nicely Hanuman, the Hanuman and the others, right? Angada and all of them, she treated them very nicely. And in response, Swayamprabha asked, what can I do? Well, Swayamprabha was asked by Hanuman, if he sees, Hanuman was so impressed by her service attitude and he asked her if how he could be of service to Hanuman, which is very important. What we don't follow is our service attitude. We always tend to say no to service, but this is important to treat our guests and our parents very nicely. And if we don't have the service attitude, then I don't think we would be able to develop this good habit of being nice to others. Because when you're nice to others and other Vaishnavas, that is when you'll be nice to Krishna. Krishna definitely looks into that aspect of us being nice to others. Okay. So it's very important and we have to learn this mood from Hanuman. That was one point. And then the monkeys, they happened to tightly close their eyes, and because of that, they were able to go out of this cave. Swayamprabha warned them, very carefully warned them, and they followed Swayamprabha's instructions. So in a similar way, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to follow our instructions. When parents tell us something, it is for our own good. We are carried away by our mind. We should not listen to our mind, but instead listen to our parents, who are very good guiding lamps for us. But our mind is very, very destructive. It will say so many things that are going to trouble us and get us into bad things. what happens at the end of the day? If you don't attend this class, what will you be doing? You'll be doing some playing activities, or the playing is important in the sense you are all young children, you need to play. But at the same time, when we are given an option to listen to Krishna Katha, we should first listen to Krishna Katha. And somebody will have a very strong attitude and they will say, no, I don't want to join Krishna Katha. I don't want to listen. I can't listen for more than an hour. It is very hard for me. When such cases, you need to train yourself slowly. Krishna will help you. When you have that desire, Krishna will help you. But if you're going to listen to your mind, Krishna will say, okay, you go, like that. So it is very important. And what happened was, all the assembled monkeys, then they went into the other side. And then Tara was telling, you know what, we should just remain in this inconceivable cave so that we can just we will have a good time. Nobody will be able to recognize us. You see, since we are not able to find Sita, the deadline is already crossed. And if we go and tell Sugriva might be, I don't know what he'll do. So it's better for us to stay in this cave and nobody can access this cave. Like that Tara was saying, and Angada was like, oh, let's just pass till death. It's better to not go and meet Sugriva. So like that, each one was coming up with another one plan. And in order to stop this, Hanuman was trying to praise Angada, right? Angada was being praised for his intelligence, his qualities, and so on and so forth, so that he could be diverted from that activity of not going to go and meet Sugriva. So this is something that we saw. What are his intelligence traits? What is his intelligent traits that Hanuman was pointing out on Angada? Something that we saw. And then Angada, he also said, Hanuman, you overestimate Sugriva. You know what? You're overestimating him. And he neglected his promise to Ram. And therefore, he was threatened by Lakshmana. So whoever wants, they can go home, but I'm not going home. Like that, he said. And then Angada sat down on the kusha grass. At that time, a very important personality came into picture. And who was that? Somebody came in very much, right? In that particular situation, somebody came. And who was that somebody? Sampati. Remember, Sampati was Jatayu's elder brother. And he heard, Jatayu's name, and he was like very curious to know about what happened to Jatayu. And then they happened to explain the scenario of how Jatayu happened to be killed by Ravana. And then he was distressed to very much hear about his brother's death. And then he happened to tell about his story of how his wings got burnt. And so what happened at that time? Sampati, I mean, what did Sampati say to all of these guys? So he was saying that, so long ago, Jatayu and I wanted to test our prowess by challenging the king of heaven. And who was the king of heaven? It was Indra. And then, having become proud, what we did was we defeated Indra in the battle. And in that process, in order to show how much capable we are, we went near the sun. And in that process, so Jatayu grew faint because of that. Because of the heat, Jatayu started to faint. And in order to save him, I covered him with my wings. And in that process, my wings got burnt. This is what happened. And I fell down to the Vindhya mountains, fell down onto the Vindhya mountains. Angada then interrupted and saying, if you are actually the elder brother of Jatayu and our well-wisher, then give us some information about Ravana. Please, just tell us something about Ravana. Angada actually requested the elder brother of Jatayu, that is Sampati. Sampati replied, because I'm just growing old and my wings are all burnt, I'm physically unable to serve Ram, right? But at least I can do with my power of speech. I was told that the young lady was carried away by Ravana, and she called out Rama, Rama when she was being taken away. And then what happened after that? Where did she go? She actually went to Lanka and is situated on the island 100 yojanas from the southern shore. I can see the golden city from here. My dear monkeys, you will be able to find Sita in Lanka, guarded by the Rakshasis. Now, please grant me one favor. Take me to the ocean so that I can offer water for the departed soul of my brother. Can you please do that? This is what take me to the ocean. I want to go to the ocean because I want to offer some oblations to my brother who has passed away and who is no more. Because he heard that news, he wanted to immediately do this for his brother. It's very important and very, very nice of his Sampati to do this act for his brother, because the departed soul will be pleased and satisfied when somebody offers oblations and performs the rituals that is necessary. Of course, Ram carried out the duty like how a son would do for the father. Because he treated Jatayu like his father, he did all the rituals in a very good, all the things that are needed to be done in a very good way, so that the departed soul will go to the destination that is there. That is, of course, he thought about Ram, and when he probably would have gone to Ayodhya. But I'm just saying we need to follow through that process that is laid out. And so now we can understand that Sampati is giving out this information that Sita is located where? Sita is located in Lanka with Ravana. And the monkeys, they were here overjoyed to hear about who? Sita. Thus, casting aside their oath to fast, they took Sampati to the ocean and quickly returned. Jambavan then asked him, how did you learn that Sita had been abducted by Ravana? And Sampati explained. Now Sampati is explaining how did he actually learn about that. After my wings were burnt and I fell into Vindhya mountain, my son Suprashava began to take care of me and bring me food. So this is very important, kids. So we are coming into the next section. Are you all clear so far? This is what happened so far. Are you all clear? Are you all clear so far what happened? Akshara says yes. What about others? Anybody else? Yeah, why are you all silent today? Okay, I'll ask some questions now. Suraj, question to you. What is Jatayu's brother's name?
Mataji Sampati.
And how did Sampati burn his wings? Varun? How did he burn his wings? I'm not able to hear you, dear. Can't hear. How did he burn his wings? You're trying to say something? I'm not able to hear. Is it just me or everybody else?
I can't hear too.
Huh?
I can't hear too.
You can't hear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Varun, go ahead. I'm not able to hear. Try one more time. Not able to hear. Okay. Shiva?
He defeated Indra in a battle, and he flew up to the sun, and Jatayu fainted because of the heat, and he covered Jatayu with his wings, and they got burned, and he fell on a mountain.
Correct, on Vindhya mountains. Yes. So what happened was he just went. They were having fight with the King of Heavens, and in the process he defeated Indra. But to show their pride, they went near the sun. And that time, what happened? Jatayu was fainting. So Jatayu was fainting, looking at his brother fainting. He wanted to protect his brother, and so Sampati extended his wings over this brother. And then because of that, his wings were burnt by the sun, not Indra. Indra didn't do anything to his wings. It was burnt because he defeated Indra. Why would Indra try to burn him? I mean, it's the sun. They were going so high up in the sky because they were very proud. They wanted to show how much capable they are to everyone. And they went near the sun. And the process, Jatayu, see how nicely Sampati was trying to protect his younger brother that time also. Even though something were to happen to him, he was ready to forego his life for his brother's sake. This is what affection is. This is what is compassion. This is what is the true love that we have for our siblings. When we are able to do this, that means we are soft-hearted and we are not hard-hearted. Are you clear? So this is very important. And then we talked about. So now, what did Sampati tell about Sita, Mother Sita? What did he say? Kushi, can you say, dear? I don't know if you are available. Yash, do you want to say what did Sampati say about Sita Mata? Are you guys there or not?
Yes, Mataji, I'm here.
Go ahead and tell me, dear. What did he say about Sita?
I don't remember.
Varun, you know? Your voice is very faint. What are you telling? Oh, yeah, okay. It's not very clear, but kind of just increase your volume. Yeah, you can type the answer then. I'm not able to hear properly. What did Sampati tell about Mother Sita? Where is she located?
She said somebody has captured her.
She told Ravana only captured her. Yeah, Ravana.
And took her in a flying chariot thingy, and then took her to Lanka. And then the monkeys were ready to go to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they were very overjoyed to hear. Because now from here, Sampati could see Lanka. That is because he was having that vision of more than 100 yojanas, where we'll be able to see more than 100 yojanas. That much power he has with his eyes. He got that capability. Okay. So now he wants to go and perform oblations, offer water to the departed soul, because he learned about Jatayu's death, immediately asked these monkeys to help him, because he can't fly now, so he needs help, and so he's requesting these monkeys to take him to the ocean so he can offer water. Okay, so far that is what we learned. And all the monkeys, they were all asked. They were all so happy as soon as as soon as they heard the name, what, Sita from Sampati, they were all happy and overjoyed. Yes, Sita Mata is there in Lanka, so we are all going to go and find Sita. How did you come to know? Now Jambavan is asking this question to Sampati. How did you come to learn that Sita has been abducted by Ravana? How did you know? What is how did you know? Okay, Mother Sita was carried away by Ravana. All this, how do you know? Can you please tell us like that? Now Sampati is going to explain that part, and listen here very carefully. Are you all not touching your computer? Are you all hands free? Then only you can listen. Okay, listen to this portion. This is very important. I'll ask you questions from this. Sampati explained. What is he telling? After my winds were burnt, I fell to the Vindhya mountains. My son, Supershwa, began to take care of me and bring me food. Supershwa was his son, and he began to feed him. See, whenever parents are ill, I told you now how they have to be treated and respected. And this is what is seen and exhibited by the mood of Supershwa. Once I was very hungry, and when Supershwa returned home without food, I chastised him. I told him, my son told me, while searching for flesh today, I happened to see this giant Rakshasa carrying friendly manner to some Supershwa, and Supershwa agreed. Okay, no problem, you can go away. So he didn't actually kill him, and he just left him like that. And now then after that, Siddhas came to Supershwa, and they just congratulated Supershwa and informed them, thank God you never got killed by that Rakshasa. You are so fortunate. You should be happy that you're alive now. Like that, the Siddhas came and told this guy, Supashwa. Sampati could see that the monkeys were now confident of his friendship. He continued narrating his life story. The monkeys were all very confident. Yes, this guy is telling the truth. They were all able to believe his words because they could very much understand this is what would have happened. After I fell onto the Vindhya mountains, I remained unconscious for 6 days. 6 days he didn't have consciousness. When I came to my senses, I went to see the great sage Nisakara, who was living nearby and was known to my brother and me. When I met the Rishi, he asked me how my wings had been burnt. I explained him the entire incident. I told him that after falling from the sky and not hearing from my brother, I contemplated committing suicide by jumping from the mountain peak. As I stood before him, tears flowing from my eyes, Nishkara told me, do not despair, for I give you the following benediction. When at a future date you give information to the monkeys about Sita, your wings will reappear along with the renewed energy. See how nicely this Nishkara gave him the benediction. So if you're going to tell the monkeys about Mother Sita and pass on some information about Mother Sita to them, then you're going to get your wings back. And he's able to now understand, and he's going to very soon get his wings back. Are you clear, kids? Saying this, the sage Nishkara retired to his cottage, and I crawled back to my palace in the Vindhya mountains. Since then, I have simply waited for your arrival. After 8,000 years passed, the Rishi Nishkara gave up his body and went to the heaven. In his absence, I began to doubt the validity of the words. So now, after this, what happened was I kept on waiting for you guys. 8,000 years passed, and between the sage who gave me this benediction, he also went to heaven. And I started to doubt. Nobody has come so far, so I'm kind of confused. What is going on? And so, as Sampati spoke to the monkeys, a pair of wings sprouted from his body. See how nicely the benediction is coming through. And he felt the surge of youthful energy. With great delight, Sampati encouraged the monkeys to resume their search for Mother Sita. As Sampati soared into the sky, the monkeys headed south and rejuvenated with great hope. So what was that story that I was talking about? Akshara, do you mind saying that story, dear? What was the story and who gave the benediction? For what was this benediction given? Okay, you guys are very, very silent. I'm kind of worried about you guys. Yash, do you know the story? Okay, Suraj, do you know the story?
Mataji, what?
Yeah.
Hello, Mataji.
Mataji,
Varun, what do you want, dear?
I did not hear what you said.
What is the story that Sampati was talking about and how he got his wings back and why was it? Who gave him that benediction?
I think it was Brahma who gave him the benediction.
No, he's talking about sage Nishkara. Remember? So, Nishkara was the one who gave him that benediction.
And he gave him the benediction that he could have his wings back, and then he could like see from like the hundred yojanas away.
And then what?
But he could see like from, and he could also see from like 100 yojanas.
Oh, that is not given by that Rishi. He has that power by, I don't know, he never got that from this Rishi. Nishkara gave him the benediction that if you happen to tell about Mother Sita to the monkeys, then you are going to have your wings back. It will come back.
Oh yeah.
And then what happened after that? Suraj, do you want to explain what happened after that?
Mataji, I don't know, but I couldn't really hear.
Yeah, I know. Today you guys are really not at all in a very good spirit. I'm
Yeah,
having
we're slacking today.
Yeah, a lot of slackiness, lot of concentration problems. Okay, so we have to do something about it. We will see how we can tackle it. Huh? Okay, you can mute dear Suraj. Okay, so we have Shiva. Shiva, do you know the answer, dear? What happened after that?
After that, he waited 8,000 years.
Correct. He waited for, 8,000 years passed, and the Rishi also passed away. He went to the heavens, and after that, he started to think, oh my God, is this true? Is this Rishi, did he tell something true? I'm waiting, waiting, waiting. Nobody is coming. And what am I supposed to do? Like that, he was in despair, right? And then slowly, he felt after that, his wings started to sprout. And then he got his energy back, and the monkeys, they were also overjoyed because they all regenerated with hope to find Mother Sita. Now that they know, okay, it is from the southern shore, we have to go this side, and Lanka is right there. And Sampati pointed them, this is where Lanka is. They're now getting the confidence that, yes, we have some hope now, like that.
Mataji,
Yeah.
he's when in the 8,000 years, he started thinking that his bones was.
Correct. Is his benediction, the Rishi's benediction is not going to work. He started to think like that. Yeah. So now, after this, what happened? However, when the monkeys reached the shore of the ocean, they became dejected upon seeing the vastness, thinking themselves incapable to cross over Lanka. We were looking at the ocean. How can we cross this ocean? This is so huge. It just is unlimited, like that it feels. And they felt, oh my God, we are not able to now. I don't think we'll be able to cross over this ocean and get to Lanka. Angada encouraged the monkey, saying, despondency is useless, for it is never caused an action to bear fruit. Indeed, despair is the root of failure. It is deadly as poisonous snake. Now, whoever can leap 100 yojanas to rescue Mother Sita from the clutches of Ravana, please step forward so we can become freed from Sugriva's wrath. So they were all kind of, very hesitant to do this task because they were seeing ocean in front of them, and the ocean was so vast. They were not able to very much. They didn't have any confidence. And Angada was trying to cheer them up. He was trying to give them some solid words to say, yes, we can do it. Yes, we can do it, like that. And then 100 yojanas, right? And so he's just calling out for monkeys. Who can just leap 100 yojanas from here? Whoever can do it, just join me, like that. And no one responded to Angada's call. No one. Who's ready to answer the questions? Can you all raise your hands up if you can answer the questions? If nobody raises the hand up, then I will not have that desire to teach you guys, isn't it? Like that, Angada here. Yeah.
Wait, never mind.
Like that, Angada, what did he do here? No one responded to Angada's call. He began asking the monkeys individually, how far can you jump? How far can you jump? Like that. Some monkeys said they could do 10 yojanas. Some monkeys said 20. Some monkeys said 30. Some monkeys said 40. Some monkeys said 50. Mainda said he could jump 60 yojanas. And Dvida said he could climb 70 yojanas. Sushena declared
Hanuman could go 100.
Yeah. So Sushena said 80. Jambavan explained, formerly I had almost unlimited jumping capability. However, now at the end of my life, I can only leap 90 yojanas. Jambavan, how much? He can leap only 90. Long ago, so he's telling the story. So previously I can do unlimited capacity, I can jump. But now I don't have that capability because I'm at the end of my life. It's just not possible for me. I can only do 90 yojanas. So long ago, when Vamana covered the entire universe, I circumambulated him as I took his 3 strides. Unfortunately, I am no longer capable of jumping to Lanka to rescue Mother Sita. So this is what is not possible for me because it's just difficult because of my age. It is difficult now. I'm no longer capable of jumping to Lanka to rescue Mother Sita. Finally, Angada said, I can do 100 yojanas. I doubt I could do the second time to make a return journey because now once we go 100, we have to come back. While coming back also, we need to do that same 100 now. So Angada was kind of doubtful. If he could just, while coming back also, if he could do 100, he was doubtful about that. And Jambavan replied. What did he reply? I am sure that with your prowess, you could leap 1,000 yojanas. However, you're the leader of this expedition, and it would not be proper for you to accomplish this task by yourself. Therefore, my dear prince, you should order someone else to do it. Angada replied, it doesn't matter who's in charge. If someone doesn't go to Lanka, be it myself or someone else, then our alternative is to fast until death. He's always stuck to this point of fasting until death because obviously he wants to get the mission accomplished, right? I mean, I have to do it or else somebody else has to do it. If nobody wants to do it, then we just have to fast until death. So I don't mind, even though I'm in charge, I'm ready to do it. Therefore, Jambavan, please devise some means whereby we can cross the ocean and save ourselves from Sugriva's wrath. We have to save ourselves from Sugriva's anger, Sugriva getting angry with us. So somehow tell us a plan, Jambavan. We are ready to follow through that. Jambavan said, don't worry, for I shall now appeal to someone who will certainly be able to perform this difficult feat. So who's that person who's going to accomplish this task? Jambavan is going to reveal that suspense to us. Let's listen carefully, kids. I don't know, today you don't have energy, or I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're busy with something else happening at home, but let's try to focus for next 10 minutes. That's all. Okay. 10 minutes. Can we all focus the next 10 minutes? Yes or no? We will see who this person is. So let's see. Jambavan said, don't worry, I shall appeal to someone who will certainly be able to perform this difficult feat. Ho Hanuman, you are equal to Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu. Why have you not spoken up? Please listen as I describe the glories of the best of all monkeys. Now Jambavan is saying, one of the foremost Apsaras named Kunjikastali was cursed by a rishi and thus took birth as Anjana, the daughter of monkey king Kunjara. Anjana grew up to be unparalleled in beauty and could change her form at will. At once after marrying the monkey chief Kesari, Anjana took the form of a human being and began wandering through the mountains. Upon seeing the beautiful Anjana, Vayu became captivated and removed. Vayu became captivated and so he actually so what happened was Hanuman was born to Vayu, right? Because Anjana and Vayu actually gave birth to a powerful son, and that is Hanuman. Okay, this is what is the story that is explained here. Okay, so we need to be careful that we need to understand about how Hanuman was born by Vayu and Anjana. Anjana became pleased by Vayu's words, and soon thereafter she gave birth to Hanuman within a mountain cave. The next morning, when baby Hanuman saw the rising sun, he thought it to be a shining fruit. He saw the sun and he thought it to be a shining fruit. Desiring to catch that fruit, he leapt more than 3,000 yojanas into the sky, but was thrown back by sun's brilliance. Unscathed, Hanuman jumped again and tried to catch the sun, thinking it's a fruit. This time, however, Indra became angered by monkey's audacity and hurled this thunderbolt. Thus, the king of heaven, weapon, dashed Hanuman against a mountainside, fracturing his left chin. Indeed, it is because of this incident that Hanuman received his name, for Hanuman means one who has a broken chin. This is what Hanuman means. Okay, for those who don't know what is the meaning of Hanuman, one who has a broken chin. It was broken away by Indra because he was trying to catch the sun again. Vayu became furious of Indra's aggression against his son and began withholding the air from the three worlds. Vayu is the one who is in charge of air, isn't it? Because Indra did this particular act, he just withdrew his air. This plunged the demigods into anxiety. With the Lord Brahma at their head, they rushed to Vayu's abode, hoping to pacify him. Just to satisfy the wind god, Lord Brahma blessed Hanuman to become invincible in battle. Indra was pleased and surprised to see that baby monkey had not been killed by his thunderbolt. Therefore, he awarded Hanuman the benediction of being able to die at his will. So can you all understand, kids, what happened? Vayu actually being the father of Hanuman, he was so concerned about Hanuman being attacked by Indra, and because of, and therefore he started to withdraw the air because he was in charge of the air. He withdrew the air from all the three worlds. Imagine, you will be suffocating without air, isn't it? This plunged the demigods into anxiety. They were thinking, oh my God, what is going to happen to us? Everybody is going to die. With Brahma at their head, they rushed to Vayu's abode, hoping to pacify him. Just to satisfy the wind god, Lord Brahma blessed Hanuman to become invincible in battle. Indra was pleased and surprised to see that the baby monkey had not been killed by his thunderbolt. He was because he became invincible, right? Invincible means he will not be seen in the battle. So that is how he escaped from Indra, by not being killed by the thunderbolt. He awarded Hanuman the benediction that he has whenever he wants to die, he can, like that benediction of being able to die at his will. So now Jambavan is trying to explain all this to everyone so that everyone knows what is the power of Hanuman. So first of all, we need to understand Hanuman was born from Anjana and Vayu. And then what was he trying to do? He was trying to catch the sun, thinking it is a fruit. And because of that, he jumped 3,000 yojanas in order to do that. And after doing that, the sun actually took him back. And then, obviously, he was thrown back to the earth because of sun's brilliance. And now Hanuman didn't stop there. He again went and tried to go to the sun. And now looking at this, Indra became very unhappy about this, and he wanted to attack Hanuman. And then he dashed Hanuman, and because of which he has wounds in his throat. His chin was broken. His left chin was basically broken. And now Vayu, upon seeing this particular incident that happened to Hanuman, he became very furious of Indra. And because of that, he stopped the air, flowing of the air in the three worlds. And now the demigods, they all became anxious. If Vayu is going to do that, then the whole world is going to get suffocated and they may all die. And so they rushed to Brahma. And when they went to Brahma, Brahma gave him the benediction that Hanuman will become invincible in the war. And then in that process, Hanuman was not able to be killed by Indra's thunderbolt for that reason. And Indra also gave him Indra also, he was awarded, again, he was not killed by the thunderbolt. Therefore, he was awarded Hanuman the benediction of being able to die at his will. So this is what happened. And then Jambavan concluded, I consider Hanuman to be capable of executing our mission. So he says that he's very confident about Hanuman. Of course, in the past, a little jump would have been nothing for me. As Lord Trivikrama expanded his 3 steps to take away Bali's kingdom, I soared around the world 21 times to circumambulate him. When the demigods and demons wanted to produce nectar, it was I who was single-handedly collecting all the herbs that were thrown into the ocean of milk. However, I have grown very old now. It is time for Hanuman to exhibit his prowess. So when Trivikrama expanded, that is when Vamana, he became Trivikrama and he expanded his form. What did I do? Jambavan says, I soared around the world 21 times to circumambulate him. That much he was capable of doing. And then when the demigods and demons wanted to produce the nectar, he was the one who single-handedly collected all the herbs that were thrown into the ocean of milk. He could single-handedly do it as a person. He was able to do it when he was young. But now he's saying, let Hanuman do it now. He can exhibit his prowess. See, he was not at all jealous that Hanuman had this capability. In fact, he is motivating Hanuman to do it. He is telling everyone that Hanuman can do it. I am not able to do it. I am old, but Hanuman is capable. See how nicely he is able to exhibit his prowess, exhibit the prowess of Hanuman. He is not at all jealous. He is not at all envious about him. He has this very nice tendency of praising Hanuman. How is it possible? Only when your heart is not contaminated and pure, that is when you are capable of praising others. So this is what was the mood that was exhibited by Jambavan. After hearing this, what happened to Hanuman? Hanuman, he became greatly encouraged upon hearing these words of glorification. Then, to the joy of all monkeys present, Hanuman began expanding himself onto the gigantic form while telling his own glories. I am capable of going around Mount Meru 100,000 times without even pausing, and by splashing the waters of the ocean, I could inundate the entire world. I could circumambulate Garuda 1,000 times as he flies through the sky. I can uproot the entire city of Lanka. I can carry great distance if I so desire. Hmm. So like that, he started to become very much, see, when somebody encourages you to perform some act, you get encouragement. Oh, you think I can do it? Then only you will know, oh, you know, I'm capable of doing this. When somebody, your parents tell you, oh, you can do it, dear, you can do it, dear. Then what happens? You get that confidence. You build up that confidence. Then you're capable of understanding how much more capable you are. And then Hanuman is explaining, I can expand myself into a gigantic form. I'm capable of going into Mount Meru 1,000 times. I'm capable of circumambulating Garuda 1,000 times as he flies through the sky. All this I can do. Like that, he told the monkeys and others. All the monkeys were thrilled to hear Hanuman boast of his prowess. However, to remind him the gravity of the situation, they said, we shall all stand here upon one foot until you return. Can you all understand how serious this is? They were all ready to stand in one foot till the time Hanuman is able to complete his task and come back. Who can do this? Who can do this? They were all so eager to bring Mother Sita back from Ravana. This was the motive, this was the intention to please Ram. They were ready to do anything. They were ready to stand in one leg as an act of sacrifice for Hanuman to finish his task and come over. So this is what, because they were serious about it, and they wanted Hanuman to also understand the seriousness. And they wanted to remind Hanuman about the gravity of the situation. Our lives rest upon you, as well as the hopes of recovering Sita. Like that, they said to Hanuman. Hanuman then informed the monkeys, I will leap from the peak of Mount Mahendra. Since it is capable of sustaining the immense pressure, I will exert on the earth for my leap. So for him to go, he has to put pressure on a mountain and then leap from there. Even in long jumps, what happens? You have to put pressure in a certain area and then you do a long jump. Like that, Hanuman has to put pressure. So he said, I will put pressure on Mount Mantra and then I will take a leap from there. The Hanuman departed, and within a minute he arrived at the mighty Mantra hill, which would serve as a support for his monumental leap. So Hanuman was able to depart from there. He arrived very much soon to the mighty Mantra hill, and from the Mantra hill, he is going to make a big leap. Can you all imagine that leap? It is going to be really, really big. So with this, we will conclude today's session. So we are going to go to the next Kanta, which is Sundara Kanta, in the next class. So today's class, I'm not so impressed by your listening skills, but either ways, we have completed this Kishkinta Kanta. This was the Kishkinta Kanta, the last part. So now I want you to explain what was Jambavan? What was Jambavan's role? Varun? What is Jambavan's role? What was Jambavan telling?
Jambavan said that I am not going to do this because I am old. Hanuman should do this because like he told the story of how he thought the sun was like some like flying fruit or something. So then he jumped up to the sun because he thought it was some fruit, and then Indra got really mad at him and then like shouted at him, and then Vayu got mad at Indra, and then what Vayu did was like control like the wind and like
and tried to stop, and then Brahma gave Hanuman the benediction that he will not, he will become invisible in the war, and then Indra also gave him the benediction that he will die at will. So these were the benedictions that were got. And what was Jambavan capable of doing when he was young? Shiva. What was he capable of doing when he was young?
He could go to Lanka in one big leap.
What he could go to Lanka?
Yeah.
No, he was capable of doing two things, he said, right? One was, one was he was able to collect all the herbs when the demigods and the demons were fighting for the nectar. He was able to single-handedly collect all the herbs. That was something he could do single-handedly. And the second thing that he was able to do was that when Vamana became Trivikrama, he happened to circumambulate him 21 times throughout the world. That's what he did. 21 times. He soared around the world 21 times. This is what he was capable of doing. Of course, he said he could do so many yojanas. I mean, 3,000 yojanas, right? I mean, I don't know how many yojanas he said. I think he could do more than 1,000. Yeah, something like that he said. But right now he's old and that is why he couldn't do it. All right. Suraj, what was Hanuman's mother's name?
Mataji,
Hanuman's mom's name, yeah.
I don't know because when you said about Hanuman's mother, I was thinking about Hanuman's father too. So I'm just trying to remember.
What are you remembering?
Who Hanuman's mother is.
Oh, Anjana.
Oh, okay, Mataji. Because I heard the question who is Hanuman's mother. I couldn't remember. Okay, so I thought if I remember who Hanuman's father is, I could remember who his mother is. But well,
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Let's not talk. Yeah, that's okay. And then, so Hanuman, what was his glories? What did he say his glories were? He was telling the monkeys, cheering up, saying, I can do this, I can do that. But what was the real glories that he were talking about? He said,
he flew up to the sun. Okay.
No. I'm not talking about that. In the end, after Jambavan describing his glories, he happened to boast about himself. Like he said, I can do 1,000 times without passing go around Mount Meru. Then he said, I can go around Garuda, who's flying in the air 1,000 times. I can circumambulate Garuda 1,000 times, like that. This was his glories that he was praising about himself. And then Hanuman, where was he going to do his big leap from? Where was that big leap going to be? Because he has to put pressure. Akshara, do you remember from where?
He left from a mountain.
Suraj, let's give chance to everyone. Akshara? You're not there?
My answer?
Yash? No, wait. Varun, wait. Yash, do you want to answer?
Was it Mantra Mountain?
Mantra. Yeah. Mantra. So with this, we will adjourn, kids. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srimad Ramayan ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, kids. Have a wonderful day and hope to see you all next week. But I want you to be attentive next week as we are starting a new kanta, which is Sundara Kanta. Now we have completed Kishkinta Kanta. All right. Thank you, kids. Bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.